So you're telling me not one, but two, but three, but four choices for mics, all between $30 and $70? Condenser mics? That's what we're here to talk about today, because today we're going to do our mic showdown. We're going to compare condenser microphones. What they are is, think of them like super sensitive ears. They turn sounds into electricity to capture the details better than regular microphones. Now let's begin our microphone showdown. So the first one you see on the desk is this JBL. We did a review about this earlier. Hopefully you've already subscribed to our channel, so you've seen the video. It's a condenser microphone. I think it retails for $100. We got it real at a good price. It was $40 to $60. We did a review. It's good. We're going to include it in today, but we're going to look at these other ones. These are all brand new ones that we wanted to compare. They're all in a similar price range. So I'm going to set this guy to the side, and we're going to start with the first one here. Tonor. Found this on Amazon. We'll put the link below for you. This was the most inexpensive, if I remember correctly. It was about $30. Tonor TC-777 USB condenser mic. Now keep in mind, these type of condenser mics, they hook up via USB. Of course, if you can get one that's a little bit better, you'll probably have an XLR connection, which gives you a better balanced signal, better overall quality, usually much more expensive price point. I was trying to get this open and I realized the box is sealed, which is good. I always like to see a sealed box, and that way I know it's new and somebody hasn't already been using mine. So here we go. Boom! The first thing I see, well, it's a pop filter. If you see this is called a pop filter, and what that does is, the basic idea is a microphone sits here behind the pop filter. Because these are super sensitive and the size of what they call the diaphragm is large, that's how it gets such good sound. It also makes it so that the plosives, which are the P's, which we're going to talk about, it's one of the things we're going to be testing for. This blocks them out. And if you think about it, just the simple thing is, if you hold your hand in front of your mouth and you say words with P, you can feel that air coming out. Well, that's getting picked up here, and it translates as a thudding kind of sound. It seems like everything's all connected like this. So as you open it up, you see you have this pop filter, and then the microphone is already in this shock mount that they've provided, and it has a little tripod. It was literally pre-assembled in this box. First impressions, it seems kind of toy-like. You might have heard me, I called this a shock mount. So what makes this a shock mount, you're going to ask, right? If you look here, you can see there's a series of rubber bands. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out a little bit, and you see these rubber bands? So what happens is the mic is pushed into the rubber bands, and that's how it's secured. So the mic isn't touching the plastic. You have it isolated. If I touch the desk and I knock things around, or I were to touch this, if it didn't have a shock mount, those vibrations, because sound is vibration, in case you didn't know, sound is vibrations. So if you didn't have that, because this is a sensitive microphone, it theoretically will pick up some of those boops and thuds and knock sounds. So having the rubber ISO mount, vibration doesn't transfer from the stand to the plastic through the rubber to the mic like it does if this was solidly in this mount. So that's what a shock mount does. We should be able to pull this off and reveal the mic. Now that's kind of a nice mic. This is called a windscreen, right? This is actually to protect the outside from wind, from a fan, from outdoor. If you're in a studio, you don't really need this, although this will help with plosives the same way that this will, just by nature. Now, here's one more advanced sound lesson. Why is this better than this, you ask? Because this is already touching the microphone. So by the time you're plosive, the P sound, as the sound transfers through the material, and these materials are touching, there's no air gap in between to give it extra room to breathe. So it's going to transfer directly from here, just like vibration. If something is touching, the vibration transfers quickly. I don't like to use it if I can avoid it, if I don't feel like it's providing me any protection from wind or maybe plosives. But hopefully, if I set my pop filter and I'm not right up on the mic, mic, something like this, by the time that I talk into this filter, this is going to stop that air, that force of air. That's what makes that sound. So if you have this here, it's going to hit it. A little bit of that pressure is going to come through, but then anything that gets through still has to travel a distance before it finally hits the diaphragm. So more effective to me. Some people like to be right up on the mic. It's a hard situation. You could put it a little bit closer too, and you'd still be pretty good. But to me, this is more if there's a fan in the room or you're outside or something like that. This is a cardioid pattern. They've got a frequency response of 100 hertz to 16 kilohertz from bass to the upper frequencies. Sensitivity is minus 38 decibels. They're all condenser microphones. I would imagine without looking, they're all cardioid pattern microphones, which is basically kind of like an upside down heart. So, number 2 in the lineup is called the Snowball Ice by Blue. Now, you guys might have seen this type of microphone for many years because this was actually one of the first ones for podcasters, for people doing a little bit better desktop audio and things like that. Up here in the corner, it says Logitech for creators. I kind of feel like Logitech bought Blue. They have a whole lineup of condenser mics like this, and they're in varying levels. This is the entry-level one. I think it was upper 30s, under $40 from Amazon at the link below. We're going to check it out just because it's been a standard in microphones, cooler than your built-in mic, right? That's easy though, because your built-in mic is not really very good. It's similar to a camera, the CCD in a camera. Well, the diaphragm in a microphone is what picks up the sound levels. It picks up that little vibration. Sound is made by vibration. So if you have a little teeny tiny microphone in your headset, it has to use that little surface to pick up the wide range of sound. The thing about these is the diaphragm is much larger. So you have a larger surface that's there to pick up the vibrations, which translates into sound. I know it sounds like magic, but that's the way sound works. So here we go.
Now for your Tech Garage tip of the week.
Hertz. Hertz is cycles per second. That's the vibrations. Thousands of cycles per second. That's what creates the different frequencies. We're going to open this one now. Logitech Blue. Snowball Ice. It's got so many names. Okay, there we go. We open the box, open the cardboard to be revealed. Look, they've given us a similar tripod. This tripod for sure feels more hefty. It feels, this part is made from metal. This other one, plasticky, metal legs. Feels a little bit better than that last one. This is also a standard microphone mount. So, Blue. It's pretty. It's gloss white. It's got the logo, blue, and big nice openings here. USB that looks like mini USB. Okay, let's go ahead and screw it into the stand. If you don't know what this is silica gel. It's a desiccant, which means it takes moisture out of the air. So by putting this little thing in the hole there, they're kind of keeping any moisture that might have gotten in here from transport or whatever. They're keeping it in the bag instead of keeping it on the electronics, which ultimately saves your electronics. And as it says, do not eat. So I'm giving you lots of tips today. I hope you're soaking all this in. I hope you're subscribing to our channel because I'm trying to give you a lot of good tips that other people probably missing out on. There you go. Can you see it? Snowball Ice. That's it. Okay, number 3. This one is the Bumblebee 2. It's made by Neat. Neat is the name of the company. So, the Bumblebee is a second generation. They caught a little buzz some years ago with their first generation. It looked more toy-like. They've come out with this new one with a nice new styling. It's pretty exciting. It looks really nice. We got a really great deal on this one. This one might be one to look out for because this could be a good one. Could be a winner. So, let's open it up and see what they've got. And as always, there'll be a link down there. So if you want to pick one up, click the link. Now, I heard somebody else comment this before, and I kind of felt the same way. They named this thing the Bumblebee 2. Nah. Yeah, right? I thought, did they just say Bumblebee Tuna? I like fresh packaging. I don't like open packaging. It always makes me feel like it's used or not liked or not working. Bumblebee instruction manual. Another USB cable. This one, if we look at, is USB-A to USB-C. The other guys, mini USB, not even micro, mini USB. Here's a mic stand adapter. There's a couple different sizes. So standard on the outside, you have the smaller diameter one on the inside, male. It's nice they gave it to you. It's a weird place. Hopefully we don't lose it. Looks nice. In the package, it looks nice. Even has a nose. Ha! It says push button to change modes, headphone volume, output level, mix balance. So what that means is this is a rotary knob, right? And then it also pushes in. Now the JBL, same thing, right? It puts it to mute. It goes through different modes. It controls the volume. So very similar operation. I can't really speak to say if it's the same or just similar. This one is pretty cool looking. The mount, this here is definitely metal. So that's a plus. The case of the mic feels like it's metal also. The construction of this one, I would say, is the nicest construction. As far as the mic, it seems the most professional. If this here was metal like this is, this would be a super sexy mic. It's sexy, but it's plastic. This one's supposed to have an internal shock mount, so they've put something similar to this on the inside of the capsule, so it theoretically is doing the same thing as all these other mics that we have on the table right now. But very similar. It's a condenser mic, USB, cardioid pattern. Maybe we'll get some specs to throw up on all the different models. We're about to do the showdown. You can see we've got them all on the table. We're going to clear off some of these boxes so they're not in your way, so you can see. We're going to use on the computer, we use a program called Audacity. It'll let us do multiple tracks so we can easily see them. It's a free program. I've used it for years. I totally love these guys. So Audacity for basic sound stuff and even some more advanced sound stuff. Stay with us. We're going to connect them all. Stay to the end. We'll have our opinions and feedback on what they really sound like. And the things we're going to be testing for, one is going to be sound quality, which will evaluate the overall sound quality. We're going to do a plosive test, which tests for their plosives, which I was explaining. Those are P sounds as they hit the microphone. They make a popping kind of P sound. Then we're going to do one for sibilance. Is the S's, SH sound. Sometimes you get a very harsh kind of sound, right? So all mics do it to some degree. Some are better than others. So we're going to test for all those things. We're going to use Audacity. We really love Audacity. It does a lot. It's a free program. I recommend it. You can do single track. You can do stereo track. You can do multi-track. It's really cool. So I've got it now already set up, one track for each of the microphones, mono, of course, because one microphone can only be mono. We're going to come into our audio setup, make sure that we have our right device, which we do, hit pause and record, and we're going to check our volume. Check 1, 2. The first test is going to be the sound quality test. I'm going to read these sentences, and like I said, just pay attention to the clarity, the warmth, and the overall audio quality. Here we go. The music producer expertly layered beats and melodies, creating a sonic masterpiece that reverberated through the studio. The music producer expertly layered beats and melodies, creating a sonic masterpiece that reverberated through the studio. The music producer expertly layered beats and melodies, creating a sonic masterpiece that reverberated through the studio. The music producer expertly layered beats and melodies, creating a sonic masterpiece that reverberated through the studio. Okay, next test, plosive test. Listen for the P's. People passionately pursue their podcasting passions. 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 Third one, sibilance tests. Social media sensations showcase their skills in style. 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 I have this cool little device over here. I can easily shut off one microphone and I can do the next one. Okay, so the one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is that the JBL and the Bumblebee, they both have a stronger sensitivity, better output level, because I'm actually getting too much on this one now. The Tonor, I had to really crank it up. I had it riding all the way up at 100 just to get a decent level so that it read well in Audacity. And there it is. We've now completed the 3 tests. We're going to stop. We're going to do Control S to save that so we don't lose it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to all these tracks. I'm going to hear through a decent pair of headsets how these really sound, and I'm going to give you my feedback. So stay, don't go anywhere. Take the time while we're gone to subscribe. All these things are available in links below, even this little Sabrent mini hub, which has been pretty good for us. And yeah, subscribe, like our videos. All right, we're back. This is the lineup. These are my thoughts. JBL. This one here, I thought the sound was good. I'd give this number 1 in the sound quality, overall sound quality. I thought that the plosives was pretty good. I'd rank it number 2 in plosive. Slight plosive, but pretty good. Sibilance. It was kind of harsh. I'm going to have to rate this 3 in sibilance. It really kind of burned through a little bit more than I would have liked it to. Sometimes that can be a trade-off for a good sound, but it was a little bit much. The second one for sound quality is going to be the Bumblebee. The Bumblebee's sound quality was good. Overall, it's number 2. For the plosives, it was really good. I would say I could really detect almost none. So for that, I'm going to give this number 1 in plosives. And on the sibilance, it was also pretty darn good. I actually rated it best in class for sibilance. So it got pretty good ratings. The Blue overall sound quality was 3rd. It was a good quality. It was just kind of flat. I meant to say that too. The Bumblebee, it was a little bit flat. Not really flat, but a little bit muddy. Definitely heard a crisper sound on the JBL. Trade-off. Everything's a trade-off. I hate to say it, but the most inexpensive, the Tonor, by far, in my opinion, was the worst of the lot. It was the least expensive, but it was the worst. Sound quality was kind of hollow, kind of midi, like a lot of mid-range going on. I thought that the plosives were bad. It picked up the plosives a lot. Maybe that's why this one came with the windscreen on it and a pop filter, because they knew this one has some issues with plosives. And again on sibilance. Really bad, really harsh. This one, I guess if you have no other choice for a mic, I'd go with that one, but I wouldn't go with that one. The reality is, this Bumblebee was on a really good deal. It's normally about $55. I got it for $20. So at $20, it's a steal. At $50, it's still a good mic. I would say it still competes better than most of these. So you're going to say, well, big man, which one is the one? And that's a good question. I'd say there's always, the right microphone for you ultimately depends on your specific needs and your preferences. Hopefully what you've learned today is going to give you some guidance so you can choose the best one. Me personally, I would say it's definitely not going to be this one. We're going to take them out. And I would say it's definitely not going to be the old blue Snowball. It's cool. It looks cool. Very basic. Maybe for a kid. I don't know. I'd say nah. So we're taking that one out too. Now, we only have these 2 mics left in the challenge. We got the Bumblebee and we got the JBL. And honestly, it's somewhat of a difficult choice. The JBL regular price is nearly twice as expensive as this mic. The design-wise, this one looks really cool. Overall sound quality, like I said, I did like the JBL, but the sibilance was harsh. As far as plosives, very, very close 1 and 2. So which one? Again, like I said, it kind of does depend on what you're looking for. I would say this is an overall better sound. You may have to deal with the sibilance. I'd probably go with this one, but I'd be hard pressed not to try this one out too. It's pretty good. just doesn't really give you that buzz feel like you want to hear in your headset when you're doing your podcast or when you're listening. Well, I guess when you're listening to your games, you're not really paying attention to yourself so much. But end of story. Both good choices. The other two, not my favorites. I would use your own experience. Try them out. Hopefully you'll hear something in the audio. Hopefully you'll subscribe. Hopefully you'll watch the video like 14 million times. And we hope that you found this comparison helpful. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more audio gear reviews and comparisons of all kind of different gadgets, electronics, 3D printings. We're doing all kind of stuff because this is a world of wonders. So also, feel free to leave questions or comments below. There's going to be links to everything below. Thanks for joining us in this condenser microphone showdown, and happy recording.
Thanks for watching this episode. If there's something you'd love to see on the show, leave us a comment below.